All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Jodi. I'm gonna get this. What's her name? Wilma here.
Right there.
Yes, that was so quick. She was way faster than I was. And we are excited to check out another QA.
Quite interesting.
Video to react to. Which one are we checking out today?
Which software drove people to violence?
Oh my. So Grand Theft Auto is the first one that comes to mind. That game is absolutely out of control. And I'm not one of those people who's like censoring everything, even though I do edit the videos, the F-bombs in this video. As far as like games and things that people do. But I did think it was hilarious. I noticed just today on the Netflix app, there's mobile games on the Netflix app.
Really?
And where they have highlighted the first four? Grand Theft Auto. I rented that game. This was a while ago. Never knew anything about it. I heard a lot about it, but didn't know how to play it. That game is horrible. Like, and I get it's a video game, but it's absolutely horrible. It's all about robbing, stealing. You can go to a lady of the night, if you will. All this kind of stuff. You can do whatever you want. So I think that has got to be one that they mention here.
I do know. I don't know if it's true or not, but I remember somebody saying that like you could even rape people in the video
Absolutely.
game. And I think that's pretty horrific. Like, how is that allowed? But that would have to play some psychology.
Psychologically, is that good for people to get that kind of out of their system in the digital world? Or is it bad that they got to get that done at some point? Like they have those inhibitions.
Think it's okay, and you start, what's the word? Yes, you're desensitized, and you start to think it's normal. Or is this in the idea of which software drove people to violence, as in like didn't work and that just made them angry? I have no idea. There's so many ways you can interpret this. And
software doesn't have to be a particular game. It could be any particular thing that you have on the computer.
Yeah.
But I am excited.
You know what? Sorry to cut you off. Minesweep.
Minesweep?
Minesweep drove people to violence. Blow it up.
I still don't even understand that game. I never tried to play it too much.
You're just trying to
talk about
click all the boxes, as many as you can, without hitting the little bomb. Yeah, I used to play it all the time.
But I'm excited because we have our two really favorite people here, almost favorite.
Dave Mitchell and Sarah Milliken are shown right here on the clip.
Two of our favorites, what I was trying to say.
Comedians.
Don't need your help. If you like our reaction anyway, please don't forget to
like and subscribe, jerkface, and hit that notification bell so you can be aware of our next uploaded videos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, way to be such a butthead.
I'm an independent person. What can I say?
Meanie face.
Here the father's here. Shmo.
Now, what is it about software engineers that drives people to violence?
I don't like software which anticipates needs I don't have. The sort of spell checker thing which corrects your spell which you didn't want to spell. I've got RSI now from correcting the corrections on my phone.
If I want to type the C word, and I do sometimes, it comes up with Cynthia, and that's my mother-in-law's name. She's lovely. It seems so unfair.
Let's hope it doesn't work the other way around.
Unfortunately, in the original Greek, it is Cynthia. Is it? There is no letter Y in Greek. It's an upsilon.
That's alarming.
It is Cynthia. No, I'm going back to the very first software engineer that ever was.
Babbage.
Well, Babbage owed an enormous debt to this person.
Ada Lovelace.
Ada Lovelace also owed a debt to this person. Ada Lovelace wanted to use the... You've done very well. Ada Lovelace was the daughter of...
Mr. Software.
So disappointing.
Because, Mr. Baker, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Mr. Butcher.
Old
Mr. Cooper.
But it's so much more interesting that she happened to be the daughter of Lord Byron, and she was one of the great mathematicians of her age. And she was a woman we should...
I've heard of her, and I've had her down for like research projects when I taught elementary, but I don't know a lot about her. But now I'm gonna have to learn more about her. Lord Byron has such an interesting background. He wrote a lot of poetry, but he's like
what time period did he live in?
He was with John Keats' time, so like 1800s. Oh, I should know this better, but it's between 1800s.
He's the father of software?
Well, I don't know. We're gonna find out in a second. But there's rumors that he had incest He was part of incest with his sister.
I just read about the lead singer. Yes, thank you. John Phillips, who from the Mamas and the Papas had an incest relationship with his daughter. Started the night before she got married. And she said it was consensual for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, you brought it up.
Of Lord Byron, and she was one of the great mathematicians of her age, and she was a woman we should celebrate. And she was a colleague, as you say, of Charles Babbage, and they had got their difference engine, and they wanted to steal the idea of a Frenchman who'd come up with the idea. It's a software idea. It was for automating something. As a little boy, he used to sit on a particular type of machine and watch it working and thinking, I could make this better. And he invented a punch card system for it. And he has, its name is...
It's not those pianos that
No pianolas use the same system, but this is before that. It's much more useful because it made something everybody in the world wanted to buy, which is clothes and textiles.
Sewing machine?
Oh, is it for, like, a pattern on
A loom.
cloth?
A loom. Right. It's a loom, and it's a particular kind of loom. Jacquard is the name. Joseph Marie Jacquard. And he was an extraordinary man, born in 1752. And these looms were used right up until our lifetimes. There you are.
Look at that.
That's what he invented. Now, you look at those punch cards, you think, now, what can that do? Babbage correctly saw this couldn't just make a loom and a tapestry and a picture, but it could also possibly do calculations and other such things that mathematicians were interested in. And so we have a portrait of Jacquard himself, which is done in woven silk using a Jacquard loom. That is done by punched cards. Isn't that astonishing? The depth, the tone, look at the knees there, the way the cloth is. I mean,
Looks almost like a photograph.
It almost looks like a photograph.
You think you'd be happier, wouldn't you?
Well, that's true. Smiling in photographs is a very recent thing.
Oh, really?
It was never considered normal. It was considered weird to smile at. But the question was, why did he drive people to violence?
Oh, because he... Was it like Luddites? Did they come and smash his machinery?
They did, because it took so much work away from
the
them.
shoe throwers, the saboteurs.
And what's the French for a wooden shoe?
A sabot.
A sabot is a clog, and they would throw their clogs into the looms to break them up. And a sabot was known as sabotage, and that's where we get our word sabotage. They would sabotage these machines. And actually, Luddites in Britain were nothing like as violent as the saboteurs of France in Lyon and places like that.
Different footwear, I suppose.
Different footwear.
You do more with a clog, can't you, than a conventional shoe?
We had an outbreak of it in my parish.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's a shoe area, so when the automation of the shoe trade came in, there was a bit of smashing up of machines.
That's a nightmare, though, because if the people are destroying the machines with shoes, if the machine's still going, they're just making ammunition. Their own destruction.
I don't think they use shoes.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Just
as they come out, chuck them back at the machine.
You don't have to use shoes to make a machine break. It just the French wore wooden clogs and those sabots. But it is fascinating, isn't it, to think...
Where would we be without trees?
Well, so true.
My gosh.
We would be in a lot of trouble without trees.
A lot of trouble.
Absolutely.
A lot of trouble.
That I learned so much
Seriously.
in that short video.
Oh, it makes me feel like such an idiot sometimes. Like I need to do so much more history research.
I mean, there's just so many things, and like almost everyone, besides Alan and Sarah, almost everyone was able to like, oh yeah, this, oh yeah, that, this. I mean, I felt like Joey in his conversation with his friends, where he has no idea what's going on. Oh, Saba, oh yeah, clog. I mean,
well, and for me,
and I was way off of the Grand Theft Auto, by the way.
For me, what's frustrating, though, is that, like, I read about all these people. Now, mind you, I haven't read about Lord Byron since high school. So, okay, fine. That was a long time ago.
Oh, my.
Long time ago. But as they're, like, saying this in, like, the 1752 with Ada Lovelace, and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, I said 17 to 1800s. Like, I was off because Jane Austen didn't die until 1816, and he was 1816, 1817, one of those two dates. And he was, like, before her time. So I should have known better. But my thing is, I just don't remember things. Like, I remember bits and pieces, but not the details.
I knew nothing.
Frustrating.
Like, absolutely
frustrating.
Nothing. But that was very, very fascinating. Now
Yes.
I know where sabotage and saboteur comes from.
Right.
I knew those words. That's something I knew. I mean, even, like, the smiling joke, like, he's like, oh, they didn't smile back then. I actually wish we were at that, because how many people get anxiety from having to like smile or smile?
Again, Chandler.
Why is your smile so weird? It makes the photos way better to look at. But like if we didn't have that stress and we were just like this and it was normal, that would relieve a lot of stress and anxiety for a lot of people. I'm just saying.
And it was also very common to do that because if they're painting a picture, what they used to originally do was paint. You can't hold a smile forever and ever and ever. Exactly. So you'd sit there, and so you wouldn't smile because of the painting, because it took so long.
But now we have the problem of everyone smiling every photo, even when they're not very happy, right? They're smiling and then showing that on social media, like, oh, everyone's having a great time. It creates that huge illusion of happiness.
My problem is that
Which causes more anxiety.
I don't look good in photos, period. But when I'm just looking normal,
she's out of control. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's crazy. If you're crazy, please do us a huge favor. Hit that like button and the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you learned from this video or what you already knew. Don't lie about it. And until next time.
goodbye.